Hey guys, a little bit different video today. Some of you Dodge fanatics out there want to know about the new Dodge Brothers Dodge Challenger and Dodge Charger. Be back in a second. Alright guys, I hope you're having a wonderful day. It's a really pretty day here in North Carolina, and me and Ellie are going to do a video about our cars that we just got. And we work at the same place, and we're living at home, and we wanted to get some good vehicles because what we usually had been driving are older than us. So we wanted to have a reliable car, and we can afford it right now. We don't have our own house, so hopefully we'll have it halfway paid off by the time we move out. But a couple of comments, a couple of you guys wanted to see the cars and get our thoughts on it and everything, so we'll come in here. And this is the 2022 Dodge Challenger RT, and I got this and Ellie got his from Kernersville Dodge, and mine is actually one of 12. The manufacturer sent Kernersville 12 of the exact same car, and this is a, like I said, RT. It's a 6-speed manual, which I like, and it's what I call the bare bones of a Challenger RT. So this is the most basic RT model you can get. But it has, and I'll show you in a bit, it has a touch screen, it has CarPlay, the driver's seat is electric, you can move it up and down with buttons, it has tilt and cruise, power windows. So it's a nice ride for it to be the base model car. But I'll talk about how it looks and everything. And I could have got a Charger if I wanted to, but I got the Challenger because I like the way it looks. It looks like an old school muscle car. And in particular, it looks like a 1971 Dodge Challenger. And you can tell because in 1971, they had this particular piece in the grille right here, these two slots, and I really like that about it. And they had some at Kernersville. This piece was black, the emblems were black, and the top was black, and obviously they call that the blackout package. But I like it looks like chrome, but not shiny chrome. I don't know what you would call it right now, but I do like that part, and it's got this big air intake scoop in the hood just to have some airflow going in there. And as we come down the side of it, it's got some shiny wheels on it, the chrome badges. It's got a chrome fuel door right here. And obviously, it's a 2-door. It looks good. Don't mind the dust on the floorboard. We walk on grass most of the time around here. But as you can see, it's a 6-speed. And it's pretty, it's a tight seat in there. You get in like so. And once you close the door, you feel like you're in a cup car or something. And we got the nice bucket seats, hold you in when you're going through the curves. It does have a back seat, a very small one at that, but I'll show you right here. It has little bucket seats back here, and Mom and Dad actually sat back here when we went to Virginia, to our grandparents in Madison, Virginia, and they said it rode okay. Dad had to squish in here. He's taller than me. He's 6'2", and but he got back there. He says he wasn't uncomfortable, but I don't know if I could take a ride like that like he did anymore. But I really like it on the inside and everything. It's very comfortable to drive. I've went to Wilmington a couple times in it, and I was real tickled to have cruise because my Dakota does not have cruise. But I really like it, driving it, and it's real fun to drive. 6-speed, you can feel everything it's doing. And on the back here, all the Challengers have these taillights, but these come from the 71 Challenger as well. It has a backup camera. You take your stick and you put it in reverse, and the camera will pop up on the screen in there. And it has those steering lines that move when you turn the steering wheel on the camera. So if you're pulling into a spot and you got to turn and do it, it'll show you exactly where your wheels are going to go. And if you're getting too close to something, it'll start beeping and telling you might hit it. It's got a nice stock spoiler on it, same color as the body. And speaking of the color, this color is called Frostbite Blue. And it's a really nice color. And I really like it because if some of y'all don't know, I don't think Dad's mentioned it, but when he was 18, 19, somewhere around there, he had a 1988 Camaro, and it was blue. And he said that it was just about this color, if not one shade up or down. I can't remember, but I really like that about it too. Just because I like, you know, I love my dad to death, so I always like to have things that he had, or you know, I just really appreciate the stuff that he had in his time period. Much like the tractor, I love working on the tractor and riding it and driving it and just being around it, because I appreciate that stuff just as much as he does. And a couple things I wanted to show you on the Challenger that I think is really cool is some of the small details. And as we come back around, you're looking at it right here in the windshield, you have a little bitty Dodge Challenger silhouette right in the details, and that's really nice. I love that. And on the inside, coming in here again, when you open the glove, or you open the console department, on the top of the lid, it says Dodge Brothers, designed in Detroit. And I really like that. But yeah, that's my Challenger, and let's open the power barn, as Derek would say from Vice Group. So with the RTs, you get the 5.7 liter V8 Hemi, and it's got about 372 horsepower or so, somewhere around there, and it'll get you going. I can go from first, second, and third, and by the time I hit third, you could be going 60, 70 miles an hour, and it's a 6-speed, so that'll tell you how far it can go. I really like it. And one thing that me and Dad and my brother noted about this engine bay and everything is how open it is. Like if you take this cover off, you can get to the spark plugs really easy. You'll see that on Ellie's car. And it just, on the Dodge trucks, it just seems like they're so almost like packed in there that you would have a hard time working on something in it, getting something out of it. But I like that about this, and hopefully not too soon when I do work on it, if we have to do something to it, it won't be too hard to do. But yeah, I like it. I just wish the block was orange, you know, back when they painted the blocks Hemi orange. That'd be cool. Maybe in 20 years, if I have to rebuild the engine, I'll do that myself, just like we did the Dakota. But yeah, that's the engine, and it gets you where you need to go, and I love it. And also the fuel mileage. So I do a lot of highway driving. I live about 45 minutes away from work, and which I only drive this 2 days a week. But I do a lot of highway driving, and I'll get about 20 miles per gallon on average, and that will go from, say, 19.5 to 22. But where that comes in at is when I go to Wilmington, I put it in 6th gear, put it on cruise, and I leave it, because it goes straight down 40, and you don't have to make any stops or anything. And I'll get 21.5, almost 22, and on the long run, it'll save you a bunch of gas. I'll use only probably half to 3/4 of a, half to 1/4 of a tank, somewhere in between there. But when I get to Wilmington, and I spent the last week there driving in the city, it will go down quickly. You know, I got it down to about 15 or 16, and I got it from the factory. It said 17, so I got it lower than the miles per gallon came from the factory. But it's a good car if you're doing a lot of highway driving. But if it was in the city, you'd be going to the gas station a lot more than you think. But that doesn't make me like it any less. I really love this car, and hopefully I'll keep it for as long as I can have it. And I'd love to hopefully give it to my son or something if I have a son, and or daughter, she can have it too. But I just hope I have it for a long time and enjoy it, because I'm sure some of you know these are going out of style pretty soon. The old Challenger and Charger. I think it's this year, 23, that they're going to stop making them, and then they're going to move on to something else. But hopefully, if you want one, I mean, this one's only $39,000, which was really low for what I consider low for what it was. But my payments aren't too high on it for a muscle car, and I just really like it. And if you have a Dodge Challenger, you know, let me know how you like it, and if it is something worth getting into. I think it is, so I have it. But we're gonna move over to Ellie's car. He's got this red Dodge Charge over here, and he's gonna talk about it now. Clutch in, add a gear, make sure it's in neutral, and then you bring the thunder. Hey guys, this is my 22 Dodge Charger RT with the blacktop package. As Will said, his is the bare bones, but I got a few extras on mine. So starting out, the appearance blacktop package, you got your black headlights and emblems and grills. As you can see, you got the black Dodge right here, but I don't have an actual RT emblem up front, which I wish I had. So I can just get one of those on eBay or something easy. They pop right in. You got the black headlights and you got the little black Dodge emblem in here. But the main part of the blacktop package is your wheels, your mirrors, like your spoiler and stuff, but mostly the wheels here. The stock RT comes with the wheels that Will has on his Challenger. Same wheel, same lug pattern, offset and everything. What I like about mine, I just really like the Chargers. I like the Challengers. They're not my favorite though. I like the Chargers, and me and Will differed on that, but we don't talk junk about each other's cars. We like each other's cars. We'd take either one if it was given to us, but we bought them. But we're gonna go ahead and go into the interior to show you the difference between the automatic and manual here. Don't mind all the floor mat that doesn't match. I needed something to protect it. But his gauge display here is a little bit different than mine. And if you look at my shifter, that's what the automatic shifters look like, and I also have the paddle shifters here in the car, which I like using them sometimes, but it's not as fun as driving an actual manual vehicle. Because I've driven Will's, and his is it's really fun. I don't know if I'd want to daily drive a manual, especially at 5 in the morning having to go through gears. But that's what the front end looks like. I also have the bigger display, if you didn't see that in there. If you need to play the video back and look at it, I have the bigger, I think it's 8.4 inch display, and his is a 7.5 inch. You got the rear seats. Had the Milwaukee bag back there. But you got the fold down center console that has cup holders for the rear passengers. You got the heated back glass, which comes in handy a lot. You can't hardly see out the back glass anyway, especially after I added my spoiler. These are called a wicker bill spoiler. It's just something I like the look of. I'm the kind of guy that likes to modify my car and make it my own, my car, truck, etc., whatever I have. So when people see it down the highway, if they know me, they know it's me. I like having my own look. I don't want nothing dumb. It's like the squatted trucks or whatever, but just something to make it my own. And
I also got an exhaust mod, just mid-muffler deleted the car, get a little bit more sound out of it, but not obnoxious. And I put these black tips on it. It originally came with chrome tips, but I really like the black tips. It goes better with the black top package. Because I think they should have come with black tips from the factory with the black top package. But my tips are a little bit bigger than stock. These tips, or round tips, do not come on Challengers. As you've seen on Will's side, he's got the square tips, which they look decent on Challengers, but in my opinion, I like quad tips on Challengers. They look really good. But we're talking about my Charger here. So let's go around this side and show you just you can see the display now better. Hey guys, we're gonna go ahead and show you it says Super Track Pack right here on the, what's it called? On the dash here. Super Track Pack, so we're gonna hit it. And it brings up this page right here. You got your drive mode set up, and your current mode is at default, so that's the normal settings, traction's normal, so traction control's on and all. I can hit sport mode down here beside Super Track Pack. It goes into the traction, goes into sport, engine sport. So my paddle shifters are on, my steering is comfortable, so that means my steering is kind of loose. Go to my sport mode setup. I can change, when I put it in sport mode, I can change whether my traction is on or off, traction control is on or off, and then sport steering stiffens it up a little bit, so I'm back and comfortable. I can feel it's looser. And you got normal, it's just kind of normal's normal. I'm meant to have sport on there. But then if I go back here and hit the little performance pages up here, it'll come up. Sometimes it takes it a minute. I don't know why. Well, when you pull it up, first you got your engine, you got your RPMs here. And going through the RPMs when you're driving, it'll show you what gear you're in, and also it'll show you, I don't know why I lagged there, it'll show you your horsepower right there. So it'll show your horsepower and torque on this one. So rev it up a little bit, torque and horsepower. That rev didn't use but almost 200 horsepower. But when you're going through the gears, you can see that it'll show your gears here, and you'll see your power curve going up and down. You got timers. You use your timers here. Your G-force. It shows you when you're turning your G-force here. My peak front G-force, right, left, and rear. I think I missed gauges. Oh yeah, there's your gauges. Your coolant, temperature, battery, oil pressure, oil temperature, engine, your PSI, torque, and horsepower. Dyno. Well, dyno's dyno. So that's your little performance page there. You see, like on wheels, I have this. The wheels in mine, we have the same Hemi badge, but mine's just black. And then all these side markers, you got them front and back. The backs are red, the front's orange. But let's open up the power barn, as Will said. Well, here's my engine. Uh-oh, got water dripping down from where I washed it. But here's my engine. I took my cover off because I just like the way they look without the cover. Because you actually see it's a nice V8 engine. With the cover on, it just looks like any other car. But anyway, what Will's talking about on his car, you can see, like, for example, he used your spark plugs to change those out. You got your coil packs here, you got 8 of them. You unbolt them here. Well, you can see it right here. You unbolt the coil pack, unplug it, pull it out. And you just pull, and just these engines, these 5.7, the 5.7, 6.4, and 6.2 supercharged in these cars all got 2 per cylinder, 2 spark plugs per cylinder. And they're so easy to change because they're easy to access them. These engines do get a bad rap, the 5.7s I'd say, because they're in a lot of police car vehicles. And not a lot of times they get maintenance like they're supposed to. And like spark plugs, oil changes, stuff like that. They don't get maintenance like they're supposed to, and people say this is a dud engine, this and that, but it's not. These are reliable, good engines. My mom has one that she has almost 200,000 miles on now. Runs as good as it did, except for the little exhaust manifold bolt that broke. Runs good as it did when it left the factory. These are good engines, so don't let nobody say you nothing else. People have opinions, but there's a difference between opinions and facts. Overall, I like this car. I really like this car. Since, like Will said, we're driving vehicles older than us, having issues, breaking down, fuel pumps going out, cylinder head gaskets blowing out, everything else. It's a very nice relief, even though you got to pay for it. You got to have monthly payments. A car payment's a car payment. It's a relief. Nice to know you have a reliable vehicle. It'll start, and you ain't got to worry about it. But I really do like the car. I'm glad to have it. I'm blessed to have it. I thank the Lord for it. That I was blessed with the opportunity and the job even to afford something like this, comfortably afford it. I could have got a Scat Pack, or even if I spent all my money in monthly payments, I could have got a Hellcat wide body. But with no money, what's fun there? You don't really need 800 horsepower in a street car. If a daily driver, it's not convenient. The almost 400 horsepower here is plenty enough to get you where you need to go, and it's nice to have a little bit of fun in too.